It's one of the most frustrating feelings when you find yourself vacillating between two choices, not wanting to make the wrong decision. In your head, you know what's right, but there are faint voices in your heart that say otherwise. So you find yourself conflicted, not knowing what you truly want. We can be stuck ruminating indecisively for days, weeks, or even months until we're so sick and tired of thinking about it that we just make a decision hoping we don't regret in the future. When facing an important decision, this level of uncertainty can be alleviated if we had a stronger sense of who we are and what our core values are, and paid less attention to the opinions of others. This echoes the maxim of the classic Greek philosopher Socrates, who urges all of us to know thyself. He believed that all people should have self-knowledge and that an unexamined life is not worth living. In this video, we're going to outline a few modern methods you can apply that would deepen your self-awareness and help you gain a better understanding of your own core values. Knowing ourselves comes down to two concepts: our self-worth and our values. The term self-worth, which is similar to self-esteem and self-respect, describes how we feel about ourselves and the value we bring to the world as an individual. Our values define what we accept and what we don't accept in life. Essentially, this is a standard we set for ourselves. This can pertain to ethics, morals, and customs. Number 1. The first step to knowing yourself is to start asking yourself questions. This knowledge can help you realize what makes you happy or unhappy. Some questions you can ask yourself are: what do you love doing? What are your dreams in life? What do you want your legacy to be? Who is your role model? Or what are your strengths and weaknesses? When you look inside yourself for these answers, try to be as honest as possible. You can only learn about yourself to the extent that you're honest. This also applies to our second tip: keep a diary. For a few minutes every evening, write down the things you did, how they made you feel, both the good and the bad, and your opinion about them. This is a great way to reflect and identify any thought patterns in your writing. Over time, you may find yourself repeating certain needs and wants. Journaling helps you recognize your motivations, emotions, and beliefs so that you can make thoughtful adjustments in your life. I generally like to write in my journal before I go to bed. It not only allows me to reflect, but also helps me sleep better by freeing my mind of any lingering thoughts before I go to bed. Number 3 is to take a personality test. This activity is really fun and can reveal so much about yourself you've never known. There are a number to choose from, each focusing on a different aspect. The first test we recommend is a Myers-Briggs Test Indicator, or MBTI for short. This test is based on the theory of psychology types outlined by Carl Jung. The essence of his theory is that people's behavior is orderly and consistent. Differences between each other lies in the ways individuals prefer to use their perception and judgment. Things you'll discover from this test is whether you're an extrovert or introvert, or whether you make decisions based on logic or feeling, and a few other natural tendencies. Another test you can take is a Clifton Strengths Finder. This assessment measures your natural talents, your natural patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving, and categorizes them into 34 strengths. Many companies use this to better understand their employees and their optimal working conditions. For you, you can apply it in everyday life. Next is the Honey and Mumford test. It's a questionnaire designed to find out your preferred learning style. Over the years, you've probably developed learning habits that help you benefit from certain experiences more than others. Since you're probably unaware of this, the questionnaire will help you pinpoint your learning preferences so that you are in a better position to select learning experiences that suit your style, and develop humility towards those with different learning styles. I'm sure you've been in a classroom or a company meeting before, and one of the members continues to ask questions because they don't get the concept. Maybe they need a visual, or maybe they need time to digest everything before formulating their opinion. In this case, they're not dumb, they just have a different learning style. And last but not least, we recommend you to take the Enneagram Type Indicator. An Enneagram refers to the 9 different personality types, with each representing a worldview and archetype that resonates with the way people think, feel, and act in relation to the world and others. For example, if you were the perfectionist type, your basic desire is goodness, integrity, and balance, while your basic fear would be corruption and imbalance. Your temptation would be hypocrisy, your vice, anger, and your virtue, serenity. You'll find out more after you get your results. These personality types will give you insight into your natural habits. The better you know yourself, the more confident you'll be interacting with others. You'll no longer question what's right or wrong, and you'll start trusting your instincts. You also understand that others function differently than you, and you'll better appreciate these differences instead of judging them. No one likes to be judged, and I'm sure your friends and family, who know you inside and out, love you for who you are. This leads us to number 4. Ask your friends or family what they know about you and how they would define your personality or characteristics. Let them know you're asking to get a better understanding of how other people see you and that it's okay to be honest. This is an important exercise. While you shouldn't define yourself by what other people say, asking others for their opinion of you, especially those closest to you, can help you understand things about yourself that you may not have realized. If we only ask ourselves questions, we could have characteristics that we believe is inconsistent with our self-image, that we actually deny having it ourselves. We're human, so we're prone to believe what we want to believe. Also, we might falsely think that we possess some desirable quality that we admire in others, when in reality, we don't. Number 5. Know your needs and establish your boundaries. Understanding your boundaries will make you happier in all your relationships. Try to identify what types of interactions make you feel uncomfortable or stressed. For example, do you dislike crowds? Are there certain jokes that make you feel uncomfortable? Is there anyone in your life who asks too much of you or makes you do things you don't want to do? Identify which requests or demands you're unwilling to do. Use these to create personal boundaries. At the same time, think about the type of interactions or activities that make you very excited and happy. Do you like to do things in a group and towards a common goal? If you and your friends were planning a trip, what role would you most likely take up? Knowing oneself is crucial to finding inner peace. If we don't know our self-worth or our values, we can be trapped in a cycle of disappointment and have a general feeling of being lost. Knowing ourselves really comes down to spending time and focusing on ourselves. We give so much attention towards developing our relationships with our significant others, our friends, colleagues, and family, yet sometimes we pay little attention to ourselves. Think of yourself as a car. If you don't know how to properly operate it, or even what could be wrong with it, then you'll definitely have trouble getting to your destination. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this useful. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to our channel below. We really appreciate your support. Also, follow us on our social media and visit our website at thetopessentials.com to learn more about how you can live your best life. See you again next week.